Which angler brought home the single biggest trophy in professional bass fishing? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. If you're new, my name is Steve Chapman. National Professional Fishing League had their third stop on Douglas Lake. A tournament that was a lot of cookie cutter fish, but turned out to be fantastic. Great ending for the league and this tournament. Now, if you missed the day, there were really a battle within just two anglers, Kyle Welcher and Scott Canterbury. At one point in the early morning or during the day, it was just one after another for Kyle Welcher. Not big fish, not fish that were remotely helping him, but there was a time he was throwing that Crush City lure, and it seemed like every one or two casts he was catching a 1 to 2 pound fish. And that was the big storyline of this tournament. Could Scott Canterbury win wire to wire? While probably one of the hottest anglers on the planet, Kyle Welcher, he was there. And Kyle is having an absolutely ridiculous year, not only on NPFL, but on the elites too. Kyle is in that sentence of the best angler out there right now. But these guys were catching fish every other minute. And we had a lot of references to Alabama and Tennessee throughout the broadcast. I think that was actually mentioned probably 100 times. And we knew one thing: Kyle was sandbagging. How much was he going to sandbag? We didn't know. And Canterbury had a 5 pound fish early, a great kicker fish, a fish that you needed. There were a lot of anglers that were catching those 2, 2 1/4 in that range. But those are what everyone's catching. You need those 3, 4, and 5 pounders to get you into the top 10 or to possibly win. And Douglas Lake proved to be a great fishery. Not a lot of big fish, but boy, oh boy, there were a lot of fish being caught. You had anglers like Brandon Cobb, who had a fantastic day, bringing in 15.6. You had Baron Adams, who had an even better day, bringing in 15.12. And we get to see an angler that probably doesn't get a lot of recognition, but if you've never looked up Hunter Bachman, he's just one of the most positive anglers there is. He has a great attitude, is an amazing fisherman, and he has some disabilities. But he's still out there trying to compete at the level of the NPFL. And seeing and hearing his story and watching him get up there and weigh his fish in is always inspirational on every tournament. Now, we know a few things. The NPFL will be coming back to Douglas Lake. Big Al mentioned it several times. Bringing the boom. How many times did we hear that? But he mentioned they are coming back. So we have something to look forward to in the future. And this is the third stop of the 2025 season for the NPFL. It is also the third time an elite angler has won. And I think there's a bit of a story there, but not right now. And when it came down to it, it really again was between Kyle Welcher and Scott Canterbury. And Kyle brought in 16 pounds. At that point in time, it was probably the big bag of the tournament. 16 pounds is absolutely ridiculous. But the winner was Scott Canterbury, and he brought in 19 pounds on Championship Sunday. That's ridiculous up there. And Scott ended up winning the tournament with 19 pounds and ended up singing with Luke Duncan, Rocky Top, Tennessee. So congratulations to Scott and his family. And I know he was very emotional about this because he mentioned, you go a long period of time between winning events. It's not easy to win an event, not on the elites, not on NPFL, not on BPT. So when you get that opportunity, you capitalize on it. And Scott's always been a really good dude, and I'm really happy that he won. And congratulations again, Scott. But the top 10 ended up being Scott Canterbury, Kyle Welcher, Baron Adams, Tim Kalis, Brandon Cobb, Nick Brown, Brad Staley, Caleb Couple, Hunter Sales, and Lendell Martin. And all those guys probably made a nice little check. So congratulations to everyone in that top 10. Congratulations to Kyle. Congratulations to Scott. Unbelievable. I mean, Kyle won AY last year. He's probably in first place this year. So another story for the NPFL. But great tournament overall. I think they have they're making baby steps. They're live. There were a lot of people on watching live today and in the chat. So I really congratulate them for putting their best foot forward and continually trying to improve this platform. It's not perfect yet. Probably can never be perfect, to be honest. But they're working their best and doing their due diligence and making baby steps at creating this league and this production. So my hat is off to them and everybody who's working their asses off to make this a great tournament series. So congrats to all those people too, because they're doing it on a skeleton crew. They really are. They're doing it on a skeleton crew. But again, congrats to Scott Canterbury. That is awesome. Did you watch it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Tell me in the comments below. So comment below and tell me what you think. Thanks to all new subscribers and members and everyone who's interactive on the channel. I really do appreciate it. It's a humbling experience on what's going on the channel. So thank you. But if you're not a subscriber, you should be. Just click that button because it's free and you make my day. So thank you. But remember, take your kid fishing, tight lines, cheers, and get your fish on.